Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Coach Hunt. As you can see, I am doing the best that I can do that I've been doing for the last several decades is really to unlearn all the conditioning that what's feminine, what's a woman supposed to look like or be like or have like. And as I was doing my journaling, as I was doing my journaling, I'm owning me more so deeper, just owning me. I'm owning the skin that I'm in. I'm owning the curls, the gray, the all the things, the no makeup, the just the simplicity of who I've always been and without performing feminine ways and wilds that society says this is what feminine females should wear, look like, be like to be successful or to be accepted. I was what some people would call a tomboy. I prefer, this is just my preference. I prefer jeans. I prefer t-shirts. I prefer tennis shoes. I prefer those things. Now I do wear dresses, you know, if the occasion calls for a dress, when I got married, I wore a dress. When I went to prom, I wore a dress. I know that there's certain places and things that where I feel like I want to dress up or put on a different mask of femininity, place and put myself in that place to what's the word, to merge amongst the rest of the females that are in the crowd, then I do that. Um, but slowly but surely, I'm not doing that as much as I used to in my 20s or even in my 30s. So I'm happy that I'm unleashing the stereotypes of that I believe that I needed to be successful. Like in an interview, you're supposed to wear a dress, don't wear pants. And then, wear makeup, put on eyeliner, do all those things, wear your hair straight, all those conditionings that everybody has done. But one of the main conditionings that I see, feel, and hear, and still participate in sometimes as a woman, and that's over apologizing. I over the last maybe 3 years, 2 to 3 years, I've been personally just not wanting to say, "I'm sorry." "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Boy, I know that that terminology is just it's ruffles my feathers, so to speak now. And a lot of times when I am in a work environment and a woman says that, and or we're even at the grocery store and say we're moving our carts together, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I say, "What are you sorry for?" We're both navigating the store and with our carts, just like we would navigate the streets in our cars. I said, "There's no need to be sorry. There's no need to be sorry. You don't have to be sorry." I literally tell them that, and they're shocked. They're like, oh," because we're so used to saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. This sorry. I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for that." We are not sorry. We are beautiful women who are navigating this world to the best of our ability. Now, we may do some things in ignorance, so we can apologize when we're wrong or we done something in ignorance or we didn't know how to do something that was expected of us, but to be sorry is not the word that we ought to be using moving forward. So let's unlearn and stop saying that we're sorry, that consistent, repetitive apologies, no more. That is one way you can unleash yourself and have the best life ever. Is to own who you are, and when you're wrong, just apologize. The other thing is kind of like what I was just doing, over explaining. We don't have to necessarily continue to over explain. We can give examples. We can be able to be clear and define in how we tell a story or how we share our experience. But over explaining why we did something or why we did not do something is also not beneficial to who we are in this crown era. I did what I did because I wanted to do it, or I did what I did because I believe that is what needed to be done at the time. And so I know that when people, women, especially younger, and I'm hearing them over explain and continue to say, give all these explanations and examples over and over again. I just want to say, cut it out, just cut it out. Just give one example and then ask for clarity. If someone doesn't understand, they need to be grown enough to say, I don't understand. I know we're not in high school, we're scared to ask a question. We're adults. So ask a question for clarity. Ask a question. That's my other thing. That's how you unleash this this true self amongst you to live the best life ever, to live freely, to live alive because you're not falsely doing something that you have been conditioned to do. When you're doing that, you know that you are accepting yourself rather than waiting for somebody to accept you. We are not waiting for anybody to accept us for who we are. Why? What would be the purpose? What would be the purpose of waiting for someone else to accept us in as we are our authentic selves? If someone can't handle the authentic me, this Scorpio, this beautiful queen that I am, this beautiful goddess that I am, this plain Jane that I am, whatever I choose to be in the moment that I be, and that person doesn't accept me, that's a them problem, not a me problem. I'm going to accept me. I'm going to accept myself. I'm going to look in the mirror and I'm going to look at my pretty brown eyes and I'm going to look at the sparkle and I'm going to say, girl, you got this. You are beautiful. You are loved. You are wanted. You are successful. You are happy. You are joyful. You are ravishing. You are intelligent. All the things, just the way I look, naked face and all. Because that's important to accept ourselves, how we are and who we are. And there's nothing wrong with the women who are out there, like my best friend. I love her so much. Yes, I do. Who wants to wear the makeup and the eyelashes. I'm not downing them. I personally love it. I love seeing a woman with her hair just immaculate, nails, jewelry, perfume, all that stuff, and I'm just like, "Oh, wow." She is magnificent, she is beautiful, she is this, she is that, and I'm just in awe. But do I want to take on that persona? No, I don't, and that has never been me. I can see a woman in a white T-shirt and jeans and tennis shoes, and I'd be like, "Ah, man, she looks comfortable. That's how I wanna be." Versus 2-inch heels or 3-inch heels and all the glam. I'm not a glam girl. And so loving me the way I am authentically is me living the life that is alive, having that part of aliveness without the judgment of anybody else. What else did I wanna talk about regarding the aliveness? Yes. Oh, so when we so going back, so sometimes when there's those options of when we're looking at other women and we're comparing ourselves and we want to change ourselves because we think that version or that look of version is more, well, how do I want to say, more acceptable in the world. I have more opportunities for dates. I have more opportunities for wealth. I have more opportunities for whatever. Then you're not accepting yourself and you're going to shrink yourself when I say shrink yourself, you're gonna shrink who you are so you can perform in a way, in a mask to be someone else. And you can't that is not a great way to live. I don't see you being alive in your own self when you're so scared that the mask that you have put on and performed in will come off one day where you will be unsettled and it doesn't matter what kind of mask it is, if it's the pretty mask, the polite mask, the obedient mask, the the godly mask, the good girl mask, the bad girl mask, whatever, the bitch mask, whatever mask that is. If that's not truly you, then How can you feel alive in your body, in your spirit, in your soul? How can you feel the aliveness of who you are as you move around on this playground that we call Earth? Yeah, that to me is sad that we're conditioned to not be free within ourselves. I mean, if you wanna walk around naked, long as it's not offensive to someone else, you find your way to do that. You find your way to feel your own feelings, not for attention, not for applause, not for accolades, but because you are in your own skin, and when you're in your own skin, it feels you know that you are in your winning skin. You're in the skin that just continues to be beautiful as you hold it up into this world. Also, when you do this, when you know who you are, I like to think of it as, um, what is it? Curating like the way you want to be and how you heal through that process or how you change in that process or letting go of all the different masks that you continue to say, well, this is feminine or this is how I should be or this is the way I should look. You have to go on that self-healing, that self-love journey, and when I say self, of course, I mean the soul evolving life force, the self within yourself, the self within your soul, I should say. The self within your soul is the one that screams out to the world to say, hear, see me and hear me roar. And if you're wearing the mask of someone else, um, then that is not you who is seeing the world is seeing. They're seeing Mm, a counterfeit. They're seeing a counterfeit of who you are versus whom you want to show everybody. And so I personally believe in mirror work, being able to say those affirmations to yourself and being able to speak to yourself, like I said earlier, looking into your own eyes. How often have you looked into your own eyes in the mirror and really um, dedicated a phrase of power and purpose to yourself over and over and over again? I invite you to do that for 7 days. Create a power statement for yourself where you're looking in your own eyes and feel the shift and the change within your soul. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. And so that to me is super important. I love naked mirror work. If you have not ever had done naked mirror work, be prepared to be on a self-love journey at a whole different level. I mean, literally, you just in the bathroom or in front of your full length mirror, if you have one, just be naked and you just stand there and you look at yourself and you can be silent. I've done silent naked mirror work, or you can utilize an affirmation and you speak to your whole body, every part of you, every breast, every wrinkle, every hair, every dimple, whatever that is. You just speak love, love, love over to that whole body because that body, that vehicle is what's carrying you around. So that's reclaiming who you are, your aliveness, how you feel. And you're going to do that, of course, this is the crown era. So you're going to do that through your intuition. You're going to move when your intuition says move. If mirror work isn't for you, maybe you want to journal, maybe you want to color, maybe you want to paint. I personally, you guys know I write, I reframe, and I rewrite different words that meant certain things to me, where I'm relearning and unlearning what they now mean to me. Um, and yeah, that's important. And whatever we do is not a one and done. It's a continuation. It's like brushing your teeth. A lot of times I like to brush my teeth naked too, because then I can do mirror work. It's silent mirror work while I'm brushing my teeth. But I'm looking at myself and I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the negative self-talk so I can just say, "Ah, cut, 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 cut." I can cut it out because I don't need to have negative self-talk. I need to have positive self-talk, or I desire to have positive self-talk. It's not really a need. And so when you do that, you can take up quote unquote the space, or you can sit at the table and eat with confidence. You can eat with power because you know that you are being authentically you. Um, yes, that's being alive. So me coming here with my crazy hair. When I say crazy, I don't mean bad. I just mean, this is my hair. This is how I was born, and this is just me. So I am authentically me. You're going to always have that with me. Some days my hair may be straight and I may have on a little eyeliner, depends on where I've been that day, but I'm going to always be me for me, and I'm gonna always be in my truth, and I'm always gonna teach, share, grow, expand. And it is my hope that you guys come along with the journey with me through this intuitive journey as we continue to just build our lives the way we truly want to experience it. At least that is my goal. My goal is to build the life that I want to experience, that I want to experience, and not what us other people want for me to experience. Been there, done that. Don't want to do that anymore. So, I'm Coach Hunt, a holistic self love coach who help women in their crown era, 45 plus, menopause, postmenopause, premenopause, who having that um how do I want to say, that spiritual awakening, that crown awakening where where you want your intuitive knowledge to sparkle, to share, to spread, and you want to be able to connect with yourself and divine love, and be a co-creator with God during this quote unquote season, or this transition into what I call the crown era, or the crone era. I just didn't like crone, so that's why I renamed it crown. And that's important to me. That's important that we as women, I love that women of a certain age now are getting the roles or being in their accolades, because we're not done. We're not done in life. We're not done until we're buried. And then that's when we have left our legacy. Until then, we're still choosing to write the stories that we want to be read about us, and experience life in ways that we were not unable to experience them in our 20s and 30s, because now we have the freedom to do so and to choose to do so. So that's what aliveness is for me and beyond. It's still growing within me, and I love it. I love it very much. So, um, if you want to work with me, the information is in the description box. I have the refill ritual where you can allow the overflow of love and life go through you and be out of you. Also, the discovery letter is a part of an introductory way of how I coach, and how you can understand who you are as yourself, a soul evolving life force. And that information is in the description box. And if you have want any clarity or leave me a comment, I really appreciate it. You subscribe and like, and I promise you, I'll hit you back up. I'll I'll say something, because hey, I'm not AI, I'm me. And I love to be monetized. So I look forward with you guys to be on this journey. And that's it. That's all. I love you so much. And I have your greatest interest at heart. Bye.